from the outer reaches in the residential areas close to the parkways, a very safe method to get to that beautiful riverway. So
right. And again, I mean, if we look at how we treat our water edges, you go back to Amsterdam for a good example of a city that's extremely green, extremely lively, extremely human-sized.
Berlin as well.
I haven't been to Berlin, but
Munich.
Yeah. And so those examples basically show me, anyways, with my own eyes, that you can be green without necessarily having these long carpets of grass. There's a lot of ways of being green. But what you want as well is to have public space that's animated, that's not empty or unsurveilled. We have an example, for instance, along the west bank of the Rideau Canal, the Queen Elizabeth driveway,
yes,
is connected to the city grid. And so the neighborhood has direct connections with their streets into that parkway. And when you see what just happened at Fifth Avenue and the Queen Elizabeth driveway, how that intersection now is much friendlier to cross on bike, on foot, and you still let cars go through. I mean, we do have cars. I mean, we were talking about that earlier. I think every city in the world right now that is taking a look at this seriously is trying to find a way to not be scared of cars, not push them away necessarily, but incorporate them in the proper way, which is, first of all, don't give them predominance over anything. And second of all, make sure that they aren't dangerous. Mm-hmm. That's really where we want to be. I mean, it's a free country. People are allowed to buy cars, and people sometimes will need to buy cars, and that's fine. But when they behave in the city in a way that is friendly to others, then the whole space will work. You have streets in Amsterdam where you have cars behind streetcars, and mixed in with bikes and pedestrians, and the driver behavior there will be respectful. I don't think we're cultivating that.
That took over time to.
Yeah, we're not cultivating that yet in North America, but I think we want to look at getting there. Yeah. Because the technology isn't going away, and the individual choices that people make will be what they are. But at the same time, we don't have to give everything over to the car, and we shouldn't.
And that's why complete street. I think every street, any new development, every new street is supposed to be thought about in the complete street kind of manner.
Now there's a policy about that.
Yes.
So
that's wonderful.
It's progress for sure.
That's progress, and we're seeing great things with that. So very quickly, we're running out of time here. You had a great point, and we talked about this a little earlier, about money. When you're talking to people in other cities, they're just like, why would we want money going towards making Ottawa great? It should be spread towards other cities and all that kind of stuff. So, and they'll always complain, Ottawa is very boring, but it should not be, because if you think about it, we're proud to be Canadian. We love this country. Why would we not want our capital to be proud about our capital, to not say it's boring? Why wouldn't we? So that was some great point. And you said we should be reflective and have no midpoint. We should go all in on that, because 20% of Canada is rural, which is one of the smallest in the G8 nations. And you said if we go to a midpoint, we're falling behind. What kind of did you mean by that?
We're an urban country now. We have 6 cities of 1 million plus. For a country of our population, that's exceptional. And at the same time, if we want to be a reflective capital, a representative capital, we have to look and feel like a real big city. There's no two ways about that. And I don't think we should make any bones about that. What I was saying earlier, too, is we always typically hear the same refrain that, the federal government's not going to want to spend money on Ottawa because the regions are going to complain. That's maybe like old history of lingering jealousies, maybe of Ottawa having been chosen the capital over other cities that thought they were worthier. Well, I mean, 150 years have passed. We've been the capital now for a long time. And we now have a duty to represent the country properly. And I think, that's just a non-starter. That argument is just a non-starter. If Canada is going to make its citizens proud, and if the people of Canada love their country, then they love their capital. Yeah. And it's just fitting that we spend money to make the capital what it should be. It's everybody's business. It's our city, of course, and we pay property taxes to the municipality, but it's also the national capital, and we're there for a national purpose. Mm-hmm. And it's completely fair that we invest in that. It's not an outhouse. And I think it's not something to be bypassed. It's something you want to be proud of.
Yeah, and that's a great mentality. And I really think that if we brought this argument to other people in other cities, I think they completely agree. It's just
I think
it
so
makes
too.
sense.
It makes sense.
When you go to conferences, do people agree with you? Do they?
Sure. We just hosted conferences here in Ottawa where people come by and they haven't been to Ottawa in 10, 15 years, and they're wow, you guys have really come along, and you're looking good, and people want to like the capital. They want to love the capital. It's everybody's second hometown. It should be seen that way.
I think so. That's a great point. Very quickly, Lebreton Flats in January 26th and 27th, I believe, at the War Museum. They're going to be showcasing the 4 suggestions for Lebreton Flats. I think we can do, you talk a lot about Lebreton and how that taught us, it's taken 20 decades to come back from that kind of surgery, kind of what you called it, right?
Yeah.
And what do you hope for to see there? What's your personally? What would you like to see there?
Well,
because before this book, I thought with Catherine McKenna and another person at the City Hall debates where they said they would love to see it like a Central Park kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But after reading this book, I'm like, no, I don't think we need to do that as much. I think we already have kind of areas that we can do that. But that's
we don't need another park, and there's way too much land there for just that.
You've changed my opinion.
I think it's an easy, lazy reaction to just make it a park, and you'll avoid development, and you'll avoid a whole bunch of okay, that's too easy. There's a lot of land there, no matter what happens, and we all know that there's an elephant in the room here. But no matter what happens, I think it has to be a layered area. It has to be a neighborhood of something. It has to be more than just one thing. And I think that's the key. When you're going to regenerate a piece of city like that, it can't just be one thing. It has to be several things. Yeah. I think it's completely okay to have residential there. There's a lot of people that have criticized the look of the first residential buildings that have gone in, maybe because they don't like the company that's doing it, or like for whatever reason. But there's a rhyme and reason to these things, and if you do it properly, you're really going to start to regenerate a true neighborhood. So no matter what goes there, it has to be part of a neighborhood. And you look at downtown areas that are neighborhoods and have a lot of high-profile activity and high-profile buildings and high-usage buildings and a lot of events. I mean, we've got Blues Fest in there, and that moves a lot of people in and out for those 10 days in the summer. It has to be more than just one thing. And I think the test of it will be how successful is it at layering certain key basics on top of whatever marquee attraction they decide to put in there.
It's going to be very interesting. I know a lot of people want to see the hockey arena there. So are we to be excited about what's going forward? You work in the urban planning. Are people from Ottawa supposed to be like, we got some great things coming up?
I think so, definitely, yeah. And Lebreton, I mean, I'm
you're still motivated at work every day going in.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
that's amazing.
I get to get up in the morning and go to work and try to make the city better. I mean, that's my motivation. I mean, I think Lebreton, hundreds of thousands of people are waiting with a lot of curiosity to see how it's going to look, but there is that excitement.
Yeah,
there's no question.
And with Zibby and the CFB Rockcliffe coming in and the Oblades, this show, like we're going to be. I think that we'll take it to our world-class city that we deserve and that Canada deserves. Very interesting. He built that plan for 500,000 people, and we're at 1.5 million. Do you think you'd look back and go, holy crap, what happened here?
Probably.
If you're still alive right now.
Probably. Yeah.
So, Greber, good man or great man?
A man of his time.
Yeah.
I think more symptomatic of big ideas that swept everybody with them. I don't think we would have had much of a different plan if it had been somebody else. So, I mean, I think it's more a question of looking at the ideas rather than the individual. I think the individual is probably a talented one, for his time. But the ideas that went with the plan are really the ones that we want to rethink and see if they served us properly and see if we want to do the same thing again or go in a different direction.
Well, it's an amazing book. Where can people get this book?
Well, I want to shout out here for all the independent bookstores in town that have helped me and carry this. Perfect Books on Elgin, Octopus Books in the Glebe, Books on Beechwood, Troubadour, Books and Records on Bank at Arlington. Thanks, guys. Much appreciate your support, and you can find it there. Or if you can't get to them, oldottawa.ca, and it'll be mailed to you. Excellent.
And great forwards in the book, including your dad. That's amazing.
Including my dad, yeah.
You guys must have some very interesting discussions over the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He still sounds like I was very interested in reading his forward, as well as former NCC, where you used to work as well. So Thank you so much for writing this book. It's a great book to get for Christmas to read. to learn about the city. It's awesome to really learn and put yourself back in a time and to know why things are the way they are.
And thanks for inviting me.
So thank you so much.
All right.
And so this is the last episode of the season. We're going to be coming back in probably mid-January with Lunch Out Loud, Ottawa, number 140. So look back for then. Thank you so much, Alain. We're going to listen to one more song. This is a brand new track that's not even released yet from the Stringers. This is called Cool Down. Have a great Christmas, great New Year's. Lots of events going on this weekend. Get out there. Herd Magazine, Canadian Christmas at Maker House, Jack Pine Party at Happy Goat, and a self-employed Christmas party at Tooth and Nail. Great stuff going on. I think a lot of those are new. All 4 of those are brand new places that have opened up within the past year and a half, 2 years. So that's a testament to what we're doing in the city. Have a great week, everyone. Cheers.
And she said, cool down and let's talk about it. Well, I would if I could, but you're just too upset. Get this shit out, but you just can't take it. I'm listening, oh, but I just cannot hear you. So she said, cool down. And she said, cool down. You're on fire, you're on fire, you're on fire, oh, oh. You're on fire, you're on fire, you're on fire, oh, oh, oh. When it comes to killing time, they call me Jack the Ripper. But when it comes to walking the line, they call me a time killer. So I'm following this. So I'm following this. Well, I'm a tragedy, I'm a tragedy, I'm a tragedy, I am. I'm a tragedy, I'm a tragedy, I'm a tragedy, I am. Your drunken advice was, people are shitty. Your drunken advice was, who are we kidding? Yeah, who are we kidding? You're on fire, I'm a tragedy. You're on fire, oh, oh. You're on fire, I'm a tragedy. You're on fire, oh, oh. You're on fire, I'm a tragedy. You're on fire, oh, oh. You're on fire, I'm a tragedy. You're on fire, oh, oh, oh. You're on fire, I'm a tragedy. You're on fire, oh, oh. You're on fire, I'm a tragedy. You're on fire, I know. Your drunken advice was,